Welcome to Lisbon and Lisbon Airport. We have come to the capital of Portugal to give you our first impressions.
Everyone, a very warm welcome here to Lisbon. The local time here is exactly the same time as in the UK. It's now approaching 9:45 in the morning. Please, for your continued comfort and safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the fasten seatbelt signs have been switched off.
Well, we've navigated our way out of an extremely busy Lisbon airport. And just here is the metro, which is going to take us into the city centre. So we want to buy the Navigante occasional card, which is 50 cents, and then load it with a €7 24-hour metro ticket. Now, we actually had a go at this a moment ago, and there was some sort of confusion when we asked for two cards and then two tickets. It seemed to add like double what we actually wanted. So we're just going to do one at a time. Okay, so we want English. We don't have the card yet, so we want the card purchase.
Should we just purchase both cards first?
Well, we'll just do one. This is where the confusion came in. So we just want the one card. Continue. Bus Metro daily ticket. One ticket, so that's already on. Continue. So that should be €8 and €7.50. €7.50 in total. And we do have cash actually. So we've had to go through the process again because it was too slow, or we were too slow, so we'll put the €10 in here. Keep the invoice or receipt in case of a problem with your card. Reusable card processing.
So it's just, so there it is.
Yeah, and there's our change. Okay, so I need to get one for myself now. And we're off. So we have changed lines, Paul, and it was really quick, only 20 minutes on that red line and we're basically in the centre of Portugal, of Lisbon now. Not the centre of Portugal, no, we're in the south of Portugal. But we have to wait for the train coming on this side, and then it's just 2 stops to our hotel.
In the back it says how much time we need to wait.
Oh really?
Yeah, so it has the time and then also how long it takes to get to Campo Grande. a Navigante card, and now it opens.
Well, I think our first impressions of the metro were quite good. I mean, the trains seem to be fairly old, but they are in good working order. They're clean and very fast. So I think we'll be using a lot of this network during our stay. And we have a lot more in this first impressions episode to come. What's all this, Paul? We find this lake and lots of people doing some sort of chanting.
I think it's like part of a school. I don't see anything that says exactly what it is. I don't know.
An area of water. So we've got like a little cafe area here. People can lounge. There are actually sun loungers out.
Yeah.
There's a lake. And then this over here. Okay, maybe this is a Lisbon tradition. Who knows? Well, Paul, we have just come out of the metro again at Rossio, and we saw some fabulous tiles. And most of the metro stations are adorned either with statues or portraits, and lots of them have the typical Portuguese tiles. So this is Rossio Square, one of the major squares in the city. That's it right there. And look, there's someone sitting over there. What's he doing? Let's have a look. I think it's a cobbler. Yeah.
For more.
I don't know, but is that not?
Shoe shining.
Yeah, it's shoe shining. Yeah. So almost right when I said a cobbler. Well, there certainly is a lot of public transport in Lisbon. We've just seen a bus, and we're getting our first look at a tram. That's the number 25 in the distinctive yellow livery. It looks as though there could be a tram traffic jam. Look, there's two there. A red one as well. And look in the distance, Paul, there's a more modern looking one over there. Oh, look at this. Wow. A red one as well. So there's the modern looking tram coming along. Oh look, sponsored by Pepsi. It looks as though you can hire these little, I don't know how you describe them.
I think that they're like autonomous little cars, and I think it's similar to the ones that drive down Oxford Street, those that music.
Yeah, I think these are probably more official than those. The ones in London, as far as I know, shouldn't even be there.
No, it shouldn't be there.
But anyway, let's have a look at the statue, and this is Dom João the First.
I think he must have been like a ruler.
And his horse. Well, we can see the horse, but we can't see Dom João himself from this angle. So we've come to the other statue now, and I'm thinking, do you think this is Rossio Square? Because the other one didn't have much in it.
No, the other one, so...
Because the metro station's there as well, so it comes out in two bits.
Yeah, so I saw it pointing to this side.
Because, if anything, Lisbon is known for its squares, isn't it? As well as its trams. Okay, so this is... You said this was who? Dom Pedro. So this statue is Dom Pedro?
Yeah.
Do you know who he is yet?
Dom Pedro the Fourth.
A former ruler.
Let me look that up. Dom Pedro the Fourth was the king of Portugal from March to May 1826.
Well, for 2 months.
That's such a short period of time.
Gosh. Wasn't Liz Truss Prime Minister longer than that?
No, but then there's more though. Is more widely known as Dom Pedro the first emperor of Brazil, ruling from 1822 to 1831.
Wow.
So maybe he ruled both areas?
Yeah.
Wow, what a ginormous monument in tribute of Dom Pedro IV.
Wow. Look at the paving stones. It's actually sort of quite mind-boggling. You feel as though you're walking on waves or something, but it's completely flat. So now Paul's going to look up to see what this building in front of us is.
This is Teatro Nacional Dona Maria II. This is the Performing Arts Theater.
Ah. And it looks as though something's happening here. I don't know if they've had performing arts, some sort of stage here perhaps. But it looks as though they're putting something together. They're putting it together, so there's probably going to be some sort of event. And we've got this fountain behind us as well. On a hot day like this, it really is nice to be by the water. Well, maybe these are the performers behind us. They're all dressed in black.
The singers, maybe, because they kind of look like they know how to sing for some reason or play instruments.
It's interesting because earlier on we did see those singers in the park, but they were all dressed in red, I think.
I think that they were like more cheerleading type.
Ah, right.
I don't know if that's the right thing.
Well, there seems to be a lot of live performances, activity taking place in and around the city.
So should we go this way?
Lots of restaurants here, Paul. All outdoor, al fresco.
All pretty expensive, I would imagine.
Probably, yes.
And look, there is a Football Portugal shop. Look, Marcus, lovely lanterns.
Fantastic. Yes. Look at this little shop over here. Look, Paul.
Oh, wow.
Look, you've got piggies. And you've got some busts over there.
Showing authentic costumes.
And the tiles.
Yeah.
Look at this, Paul. When we were in Porto a few years ago, before YouTube days, we saw the sardine shop, and there's another one right here because, of course, sardines are really big business in Portugal.
Wow.
Yes. Round and round and round they go.
I bet you that this is perfect for the holidays.
Oh, look, they've also got a merry-go-round in there, Paul.
Horsey ride.
Yeah. Again, round and round and round they go. Well, the last thing that we wanted to do in our first impressions episode was to take the number 28 tram, which is the tourist tram, and it's got a rather long line. Let's show you how long the line actually is. That's a pretty long line, and we've had a really, really long day starting at 2:45 in the morning. So we're going to save this for another day, and we'll see you to finish off that episode then. You'll see it in a few moments. It's the next morning. We are more refreshed. But look, there is still a line, though it's only about half the size it was last night. So we're going to give this a go now.
So now stopping.
So we are on board now. Paul is at the back of the tram and I'm at the front. So we're going to get two different perspectives. Welcome to Portus Sol in the Alfama area of Lisbon. Now, we've just got off the tram. It took us a half-hour wait until we were able to get one. One actually stopped. Well, actually didn't stop.
No, just went.
Yeah, just so it skipped the first stop, and we think
Pick
it was
up more people.
Yeah, further along the way. And then the journey here was 30 minutes through the very narrow and hilly streets. And yeah, it was okay, but it's the sort of thing, it's a real touristy thing.
It was very touristy, and apparently there are a lot of pickpockets that get on the 28th, so I think it's best to be careful of your belongings and cash and wallets and purses.
Oh, right. Well, especially if you're standing. I mean, we were both sitting down, so no one was going to get hold of us. But it's the sort of
so packed.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that I would only want to do it once because I don't really like crowds of people.
Yeah, I think it was like really close and tight, kind of like packed sardines.
Anyway, it was. So we're going to have a little look around the Alfama area. This is the Tagus River, which empties into the Atlantic Ocean. Is this a water fountain, Paul?
Yes, this side.
Oh, right.
This is H2O.
You just press the button. Right.
Lucky for us, we did bring our water with us.
Yes. I wonder, does the payphone work? Yes, there is a ringtone. That's good. But no money. A British postbox. Well, it looks a bit like one anyway. British-style postboxes in Lisbon are remnants of a period of strong British commercial presence in Portugal, left over from the era of the British Empire and the Anglo-Portuguese alliance. These iconic red boxes are now considered part of Lisbon's unique streetscape and historical heritage. Got a nice little garden, lots of pigeons around. Yes, they're all cooing. Classic Portuguese tiles on the wall.
I think that these tiles are exquisite. Look at the fine detail in this nice light blue color.
So what have been your first impressions of Lisbon, Paul?
Oh, I think that the public transport, the metro, is very crowded, especially during rush hour. I think it's kind of scary.
Well, I do like the metro.
Yeah.
It's very efficient. Yeah, the trains aren't that big. Yes, I mean, it's the same with any capital city. The metro system is going to get crowded at busy periods.
And I kind of feel that I sort of feel that the actual trains and some of the stations are overly dark.
Yes, the lighting's not that good, but they are very ornate. I think for me it's a little bit too crowded, and we're not even here at the height of holiday season. Far from it. We are here out of season, even though it's gloriously warm, and we're very grateful for that. I've got to an age now where I'm not very good with crowds of people, so it's a little bit overwhelming for me, I have to say. But there's still a lot to see in Lisbon, and we have only touched the surface. So we'll see you next time. Bye.